Who is your personal vote for the greatest conqueror of all time? Is it Julius Caesar, Cyrus the Great, or Genghis Khan? I'm sure these conquerors were great in their own way, but let's find out. Who tops our list of the 10 greatest conquerors in history? Hi there! Welcome to Eventful Insights. Today in this video, we'll be ranking the most well-known conquerors recorded in history according to the total area they were able to conquer and at what speed. Before we start our list, let me just ask, how about you? Do you have a guess as to who's going to be ranked number 1 on our list of the greatest conquerors? Share us your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's begin. Starting with number 10, we have George W. Bush. You might be surprised right now, but the 43rd President of the United States can be considered as a modern conqueror. Why so? Well, his time in the office began the War on Terror in response to the destructive 9/11 attacks in the United States. Under Bush's leadership, the American military was activated to fight terrorism, leading to interventions in Iraq and Afghanistan. The ongoing War on Terror remains a contentious topic, but it's significant to highlight that George W. Bush's military actions spanned an area of about 423,424 square miles. Indeed, it's nice to see a modern conqueror on our list. Now we have at number 9, Pharaoh Thutmose III, a remarkable leader in ancient Egypt. Throughout his rule, Pharaoh Thutmose III, also recognized as Thutmose the Great, governed Egypt as the 6th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. During his reign, the Egyptian empire experienced substantial growth, expanding its borders to cover an impressive territory of 480,000 square miles. Thutmose assumed the throne in his youth and initially ruled alongside his stepmother as a co-regent. After her death, he led numerous military campaigns, enhancing Egypt's influence through conquests. We're moving quickly and heading into our number 8 on the list, Francisco Pizarro, the Spanish explorer and conqueror. Francisco Pizarro, the Spanish conquistador, undertook expeditions in Peru that resulted in the famous Spanish conquest, including the capture and execution of Incan Emperor Atahualpa. Pizarro was motivated to conquer South America, following the successes of Hernán Cortés, who amassed vast treasures during his exploits. Pizarro, leading only 160 men on horseback, accomplished an extraordinary feat by conquering the Inca capital of Cusco and establishing the city of Lima. His conquests covered an approximate area of 480,000 square miles, leaving a lasting impact on the region. Pizarro's legacy is complex. He is remembered as a significant historical figure who shaped the nation, while also being acknowledged for his ruthless conqueror persona. The emperor was later executed, and Pizarro effectively conquered an entire nation with only horses and 160 technologically advanced soldiers for that time. Wow, I think that was my first time hearing of a Spanish conqueror. Now let's move on to number 7, Mahmud of Ghazni, the first sultan. Mahmud of Ghazni, the first sultan in history, founded the Ghaznavid Empire in the Middle East. He lived from 971 to 1030 AD. Throughout his reign, Mahmud's conquests spanned an expansive territory of about 680,000 square miles, encompassing areas such as Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and parts of Mahmud. Renowned for his skilled horseback archers, he depended on their precise marksmanship to achieve victories. His rule reflected a nuanced blend of despotism and intellectual pursuits. He conquered many lands by using skilled archers on fast horses, armed with powerful bows to attack from a distance. Mahmud is considered one of the best conquerors on this list because, despite his victories, he valued education. He often honored wise and well-read people, and even built universities and mosques across the Middle East and Asia. I didn't know who the first sultan was before this. How about you? At number 6 we have Adolf Hitler, a malevolent conqueror. Adolf Hitler, though ranked 6th in this compilation, is undeniably acknowledged as the most despised conqueror in modern history. As the leader of Nazi Germany, he orchestrated the genocide of millions, including 6 million Jews during World War II. While Hitler's territorial conquests covered approximately 1,370,000 square miles, the impact of his actions went beyond mere territorial gains. The war he initiated resulted in the tragic loss of over 55 million lives, leaving an enduring and somber mark on human history. Ultimately, the defeat of Nazi Germany and Hitler's demise in a bunker marked the culmination of his downfall. Before we move forward, we want to know your thoughts. Which of the conquerors has left a powerful impact on you so far? Share it with us in the comments below. We are now entering the top 5. Let's continue. At number 5, we have Attila the Hun, leader of the Huns. Attila the Hun, also known as Flagellum Dei or the Scourge of God, stands out as one of the most significant barbarian conquerors in human history. He earned the title Scourge of God because of the widespread destruction he caused to the Roman Empire. Leading the Huns, a tribe from Eastern Europe, he conquered large parts of Eastern and Central Europe. The land he conquered in total was 1,450,000 square miles. His exact birth date is unknown, but he ruled from 434 to 453 AD, commanding an empire that stretched from Italy to Germany, Russia, Poland, and southeastern Europe. Although he couldn't conquer Persia and Constantinople, Attila frequently invaded the Roman Empire, gaining notoriety for the devastation and looting left by his barbarian forces. Attila dominated Europe until the Visigoths and Romans joined forces to defeat him. He died in 453 AD, and with no established successor, the barbarian empire quickly fell apart. A barbarian conqueror. That was interesting. Placing number 4 on our list is Cyrus the Great. Often hailed as the founder of the Persian Empire, Cyrus the Great ruled from 559 to 530 BC. Initially, Persia was part of the larger Medes Empire. However, Cyrus liberated Persia, initiated a revolution, captured the Median capital of Ecbatana, and declared himself as the ruler. His Persian Empire was vast, encompassing territories from India to the Middle East, northern Africa, and reaching into Greece, amounting to 2,090,000 square miles. Cyrus's conquests made the Persian Empire one of the largest and most influential empires in recorded history. In contrast to Attila, Cyrus established a stable political structure that sustained the Persian Empire long after his death. His conquests also facilitated the spread of Middle Eastern philosophy, literature, culture, and religion across Europe and Asia. We are now getting closer. Coming in at number 3 is Tamerlane, the Asian conqueror. Timur, also known as Tarmashirin Khan or Tamerlane, is the second greatest conqueror in Asia, founding the Timurid dynasty. Being of the Islamic faith, he often referred to himself as the Sword of Islam. He used religious talk and aspirations to rebuild Genghis Khan's empire as a reason to lead his diverse army across Asia, Africa, and Europe. Surprisingly, his vast military conquests are estimated to have caused 17 million deaths, covering 2,145,000 square miles during his rule from 1370 to 1405. This figure is believed to make up about 5% of the world's population at that time. You might have guesses as to who's going to be ranked second and first now. Well, here's our number 2, Alexander the Great. One of the greatest conquerors in Western history was Alexander the Great, who built an incredibly vast empire for his time. Taking over from his father, Philip II, at just 20 years old, Alexander, trained in warfare and taught by Aristotle, led the Macedonian Empire's expansion from Greece to the east. He conquered the Persians, took over Egypt, and moved through Asia Minor all the way to India. His conquests halted because his soldiers wanted to stop. All in all, he conquered about 2,180,000 square miles. His impact reached globally, resulting in about 20 cities named after him, with Alexandria in Egypt being the most famous. Alexander the Great's empire unintentionally encouraged trade between the East and the West, making a big historical impact. He also greatly influenced Rome and their military thinking, as Romans often looked to Alexander and his tactics for military knowledge. His military brilliance was so significant that military academies worldwide still teach the tactics he developed to this day. Finally, the conqueror that topped our list is none other than Genghis Khan. Undoubtedly the greatest conqueror in history, surpassing Alexander the Great's land conquests by more than double, and conquering about 4,860,000 square miles. Genghis Khan tends to be forgotten in the Western world. Born in 1162 in Mongolia and originally named Temujin, he built his empire by uniting the nomadic tribes of Northeast Asia into one army. He swiftly swept across Asia and Western Europe with remarkable speed and efficiency. His conquests covered almost the entire modern-day China, reaching into Russia, Turkey, most of the Persian Middle East, and nearly everything in between, excluding India. The enormity of his conquests seemed almost impossible at the time, considering the only means of travel were on horseback. Despite being credited with creating the unified Silk Road from Asia to Europe, Genghis Khan's positive depictions are limited. He is responsible for the deaths and conquests of countless peoples across the known world. Nevertheless, since his death in 1227 AD, Genghis Khan remains the greatest conqueror in human history by a significantly wide margin. And that's it. Those were the top 10 greatest conquerors in history. Which conqueror has left you the most amazed so far? We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, support us by clicking the like button, hitting subscribe, and turning on the notification bell to get an update on our next video. Thanks for watching.